All right, we're gonna do an oil change on Tim's Kitfox. First thing we're gonna do, spin the prop, got the cap off. We're gonna burp the engine. We're gonna get all that oil that's in the bottom of the case back up into the tank. All right, we got all the oil returned to the tank. We got a hose connected and draining the oil. We're gonna come over here, cut the safety wire on the filter, and cut the safety wire on the mag plug. All right, well that's draining out. We're gonna take our OEM oil filter and we're gonna fill it with some Aeroshell Sport Plus 4 1040 weight. All right, and we're gonna let that kind of sink in a little bit. And just keep topping it off. If anyone's wondering why this oil is so clear, it actually only has about 12 hours on it, but it's been in there for about 2 years. So we're gonna go ahead and replace it. We've got our 16mm socket on a little bit of a breaker bar. I'm gonna go ahead and break this magnetic plug loose. Just wanted to point out that this plane has an aftermarket Tempest oil filter on it. Some people like them because they have a provision for adding safety wire, which gives you a little peace of mind. However, Rotax is pretty adamant about not running these things, so I really try to stick with the OEM filters whenever possible. And I've never had one come loose if it's properly tightened, so the safety wire really isn't necessary. All right, we're gonna use our oil filter wrench and break this baby loose. Don't squeeze too tight because you don't want to distort the filter. All right, let's see how this mag plug looks. All right, we got the mag plug out, relatively low hours. There's a little bit of metal. Looks like that real fine stuff that's part of the disc springs. Not seeing any big chips or chunks. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up and get it reinstalled. All right, nice and clean now. I'm gonna go ahead and put her back in and torque her to 25 Newton meters. All right, we got our filter filled up. Took about 100 milliliters. I'm gonna take a little bit of oil. Just make sure that sealing surface is lubricated. All right, so we're gonna go until it's seated, and then if you look at the instructions, it says seated in 3/4 of a turn. All right, we got our OEM oil filter on, and it is nice and tight, basically as tight as you can go with your hand, but there are instructions, 3/4 of a turn past seated. We're torqued to 25 Newton meters, and then we're safety wired. We've got our valve closed over here, so we're going to take the rest of our 3 liters of oil and dump it into the sump. Okay, so we burped the engine. We got 3 full liters in there. And it looks like we're right at the top of the stick there, which is perfect. Right where we want it.